I am on a Zoom call with my Pierce County Council meeting, and I'm making a public comment around a proclamation that was made for November 3rd in our Pierce County. And I believe that there's some ideological agendas behind it that I don't agree with. And so I'm going to go and speak to them via Zoom. Very simple. I'm doing it from my office. I'm just going to read it right off my computer. And I have 3 minutes in public comment. I think it's so important that we as a citizenry be engaged in all the things that are taking place, the business and the ethics of our county. And I make this video to show you how easy it is. It took me 5 minutes to write, and I'm just going to read it, and then I'm going to be done. It's been a long council meeting. I'm going to raise my hand on the Zoom call.
Not seeing anyone. Mr. Weinsberry will go online.
Yes, Madam Chair. For any members of the public
did.
who wish to provide comment, press the raise hand icon in Zoom
They're about to
or
call
star
me.
9 on your telephone keypad. And at this time, I see one hand, Madam Chair. Eric's iPhone, please state your name for the record. You'll have.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chair. Good council members, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. I'm Eric Lundberg, lifelong resident, voter, taxpayer, pastor of Living Word Lutheran Church here in Pierce County. I have some concerns about earlier this afternoon, the proclamation to make November 3rd Chinese Expulsion Remembrance Day. And I know tens of thousands of citizens feel the same way. There's so much racial and ethnic division and disagreement over immigration policy and procedures nationwide. I just can't help but be a little suspicious that this is an attempt at an ideological positioning and moral posturing. Now, as tragic and evil and absolutely disgusting as the events that took place on November 3rd, 1885 are, no one living today or even 3 generations before us were alive during that event, and it's already been recognized and admitted decades ago. This proclamation paints dividing lines of intersectionality between victim and villain, forcing the citizenry to fall into one of these 2 categories. The people of Pierce County do not need the guilt of sins of people we never knew in events we did not participate in and force us to repent to people who also have no involvement in these circumstances. I fear the results will be more division, more mistrust, and further dividing lines between the Pierce County citizenries. I also fear that this could lead to an ethnic injury to our brothers and sisters of Chinese heritage as it forces them back into victimhood and exploits their historical experiences for political and ideological advancement. Now, there are such rigid ideological divide in our country. We can actually be active in bridging that divide by celebrating what we've overcome, the results and the intentions of the Page Act of 1875, and what we've overcome, the Chinese Exclusion Act in 1882, and not intentionally resurrect their historical impact on past generations and imprinting them on current generations. Now, there's a huge difference between historical education and the reviving of past trauma. And I'm not saying this out of insensitivity or being callous, but out of necessity to regulate responsibly our collective response to historical travesty. While this proclamation, I realize, has already been signed, I feel it is important that you all know this particular approach to teach this piece of history is not representative of how many Pierce County voters believe is a constructive and effective avenue. Thank you so very much. And that is how it's done. You just got to read right off the thing. I've been sitting in this council meeting listening, and now it's my opportunity to share what I feel, and whether they listen or not is irrelevant. The point is that I need to allow my voice to be heard and the people that I represent and speak for to be heard, whether they're 1 person or 10 people. So I'm very grateful to be able to speak to them, and hopefully this inspires you to speak your heart to people in power. Don't forget that they work for us and they need to listen to us. And the more people that speak about conservative, wholesome, common sense values, the more we're going to be effective in that. So, yeah, hopefully this inspires you.